What's up out there, good people? It's your friend here in Durham, North Carolina, the Sand Tiger, DJ Southeast Vince, coming at you with another episode of Black by Color Only. Now, what I want to talk about today is something that many of us are already familiar with. It's been in the news all week, and that is the nomination of one Ketanji Brown Jackson. Okay. Joe Biden basically picked her simply because she's a black woman, kind of how he picked Kamala Harris to be his vice president. And Joe Biden might be a little senile, but I think he knows what he's doing when he does this. You know, he's trying to kiss black tail so that he can get the black vote, you know, for his for his Democratic contemporaries, or for himself if he decides to run for re-election. But people are already out there talking about, oh, Ketanji Brown, oh, she's so qualified, oh, look at her, she's this, she's that, she's this. And you know, during these hearings to confirm her nomination, you know, certain questions have been asked about her, and people are like, oh, y'all just doing that because she's a black woman. No, they need to ask questions so that they can see if she really qualifies to be a Supreme Court justice. Now, it's kind of funny to me how people are coming out in defense of this woman, even though she can't answer certain questions like, what is a woman? When does life begin? You know, things like that sort, you know, and people are like, oh, y'all just trying to make her look bad because she's a black woman. Okay, well, what about the nomination of Clarence Thomas back in 1991? A lot of the same people, and it's kind of funny too, because Joe Biden was one of those questioning Clarence Thomas back then too. But back then, you know, people were criticizing Clarence Thomas. Oh, he's not qualified. You know, the man he was replacing, Thurgood Marshall, who, by the way, was one of the Supreme Court justices that helped to pass Roe v. Wade. He himself, he was upset that people were thinking about nominating Clarence Thomas because he was replacing Thurgood Marshall, and Thurgood Marshall is like, oh, y'all just getting him because he's black. Or what about this other woman? Let me pull this one up, that Joe Biden blocked from being a judge. Her name was Janice Rogers Brown, and she was a black woman. And Joe Biden, let me go to this article. I don't have the screen sharing and everything, so, but I'll leave the link to you in my show's description. It says President. This is in February 1st. Well, this article is from February 1st, 2022. President Biden wants credit for nominating the first black woman to the Supreme Court. But here's the shameful irony. As a senator, Biden warned President George W. Bush that if he nominated the first black woman to serve on the Supreme Court, he would filibuster and kill her nomination. Now, this is the thing that the Democrats do on the regular, and they always want the credit for, oh, we're helping black people, when, you know, the history of their party shows otherwise. They want to be the ones, no, don't you nominate a black person, we'll do that, you know. And, you know, he threatened to filibuster and kill her nomination. The story begins in 2003 when Bush nominated Judge Janice Rogers Brown to serve on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. The D.C. Circuit is considered the country's second most important court and has produced more Supreme Court justices than any other federal court. Brown was immediately hailed as a potential Supreme Court nominee. She was highly qualified, having served for 7 years as an associate justice of the California Supreme Court, the first black woman to do so. Think that would qualify her? Nope. She was the daughter and granddaughter of sharecroppers and grew up in rural Alabama during the dark days of segregation when her family refused to enter restaurants or theaters with separate entrances for black customers. She rose from poverty and put herself through college and UCLA Law School as a working single mother. She was a self-made African American legal star, but she was an outspoken conservative, so Biden set out to destroy her. And see, that was the same thing that happened with Clarence Thomas. It wasn't Clarence Thomas's qualifications that got people, to murmuring against him. It was simply because he was black and conservative. And it was the same thing with Janice Brown. But now Joe Biden has nominated Ketanji Brown Jackson, and everyone's singing her praises. Cory Booker. Cory Booker is just so ecstatic about her nomination. Sounds like he wants to date the woman. But, they're, oh yeah, she's a qualified black woman. No, she's not a qualified black woman. She's a qualified liberal black woman. But she can't even tell you what a woman is because she's not a biologist. When a kindergartner can tell you what a woman is. She doesn't even know when life begins. And for those of you all who support abortion, okay, now you got to understand something. Abortion is murder. Plain and simple. Before a child is even getting a chance to be born outside of the womb, you're going to terminate that child's life. That is murder, plain and simple. But I don't know when life begins. So, but what are her qualifications? Oh, because she's a black liberal woman. That's her qualification. That's all we need to know. Let's rush her on through. Let's pave her way to the Supreme Court so millions of black kids around the country can feel good about themselves. That's basically why she's been nominated as a Supreme Court justice. And all Joe Biden is trying to do is to kiss black tail so he can garner more black votes at the next election. Change my mind about that. I'm Vincent E. Brown. I'm signing off. And until the next time, I'll see you on the rebound.